Welcome to the Idaho Business Podcast, where we talk with local entrepreneurs, share motivation, network with one another, and pick up a tip or two on how not to burn your business to the ground. I'm your host, Spencer Ward. Today, I want to talk about something that honestly kills more small businesses than bad luck ever could. Yeah, I'm not talking about, bad breath. I'm not talking about bad charisma. I'm talking about being the cheapest and not knowing your numbers. You've probably seen it. A new company pops up trying to undercut everyone. They think if I'm just the cheapest, I'll get more customers. And at first they might. The phone rings, jobs are coming off the hook, life is good. But give it a few months, maybe a year, maybe 3 years max, and they're gone. Not because they didn't work hard, but because they're busy losing money. Before we get into it all, guys, we're sponsored by Health West. Great organization, great people. Google them where they're closest to you and help them help your family. Are also sponsored by New Clean Commercial Cleaning. My company gives a call for any of your janitorial needs. We are a company that helps solve your problems and helps make your life easier. If you're a facility manager, you're a chief operating officer, we make your life easier. Okay, let's get down to it. A race to the bottom. Here's the thing. Trying to be the cheapest is a race to the bottom. And the bad part is you might win. When you're competing only on price, you're not building a brand. You're just fighting to survive. No one wants that. You're saying I'll do it for less, but you're not even sure what less costs you. Mike Campion, one of my personal friends and owner of GrowMyCleaningCompany.com, says, if you don't know your numbers, you don't have a business. You have a hobby that's really expensive. That's one thing that's always stuck out with me, is because it's true. If you don't know your labor costs per hour, your overhead, your gross margins, you're flying blind. And in business, flying blind usually means you're about to hit something hard. We've all been there, at times. I think the people, honestly, that buy into franchises and stuff like that have it a little easier than people that try to start businesses, because they have a guide that says this is how you price, this is how you market, this is how you do everything. They have training. A lot of startups, they're just like, hey, I can do it for $20 an hour. Sure, that sounds good. Not knowing their insurance pricing and all that kind of stuff. They don't understand that stuff. So being cheap is like being in a boat with a hole in it. The water's coming in fast, but instead of plugging that hole, which knowing your numbers and raising your prices is plugging that hole, you just start grabbing a drill and start making more holes by taking on more cheap work. You tell yourself, if I just get a few more clients, I'll make it up. I'll make up for it. But all you're doing is sinking faster. Every time you take a low margin job, you're scooping in more water. You're working harder, rowing faster, but the boat's going down because the math is broken. Mike Campion says it the best again. Growth just magnifies what's already broken. Okay, I've been there. I've been in an area of growth when I was first beginning. I'm like, man, I'm growing. But wait a minute, where's all this extra money that's supposed to be coming from this growth? Well, it's not there. I had to realize, wow, I'm paying my customers to do this work for them because my numbers are broken. My math is broken. Your price is wrong. Growing your business only speeds up failure. Let's talk about the domino effect of being cheap, because it doesn't just hit your bank account. It seeps into everything. You can't afford good employees, so you hire anyone who shows up. I know someone who's like, hey, I've gone to convenience stores and just tried to hire people directly out of the convenience store counters. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy talk. You can't afford training, so your quality drops. You can't afford marketing, so your growth stalls. You can't afford a uniform or system, so your brand looks amateur. And you definitely can't afford a coach or consultant to help you fix it. So you end up stuck, doing more, earning less, wondering why you can't get ahead. Tony Robbins says, if you're not growing, you're dying. Well, that applies here. When your margins are too tight, there's no fuel left to grow. Now let's flip it around a little bit here. When you finally sit down and really know your numbers, your cost of labor, overhead, profit margins, cash flow, and start making decisions from power, not panic. Alex Hormozi puts it perfectly. Businesses don't go out of business because of competition. They go out of business because they don't understand math. And that, I promise you guys, I'm talking from experience. I was that person when I first began. I didn't understand math. My math teacher's probably nodding his head. If he's listening to this, he's like, yeah, the guy was a moron. Didn't understand jack crap. But I've learned, you've got to be humble to be like, oh shoot, I made a mistake. I had to go to customers, be like, hey, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I bid this wrong, and I lost customers. But it's better to keep uh, a winner. I mean, it's better to lose a winner than to keep a loser. I'm telling you right now, that checks out. If you don't know your break even points, how do you even know, you know, that the new job actually makes you money? Spoiler alert, a lot of people don't. But when you do know it, you're confident in your pricing, you stop reacting to what your competitors are charging, and you start leading your market by focusing on value, not price. Okay, that's huge. Customers will pay more for reliability, professionalism, and peace of mind, but they can't get at any of that from the guy who's barely scraping by. I've lost bids, and I know what you guys are saying. I keep losing out to the people that are cheaper than me. Okay, well, I'll tell you right now, that's only gonna last for so long. I've been in the same boat where I've lost out to the cheaper guys. Okay, uh, and we'll get to that here in a minute. Right here, there's a saying that's as old as business itself, where you can have it good, fast, or cheap. You can pick two. If it's good and fast, it won't be cheap. If it's fast and cheap and fast, it won't be good. And if it's good and cheap, it sure won't be fast. Okay, that rule never fails. But the one you should never sacrifice is good, because that's your brand reputation. And once that's gone, no amount of low pricing will save you. Pat Patrick Bet David said it best as well. I know I'm quoting a lot of people because I quote smart people because I'm not the smartest. I'll tell you right now, guys, I'm not. I quote smart people. I learn from smart people. I dive into books, and I continually am learning. And if you're not continually learning, you don't have to hire consultants all the time. You can continually learn through free books or going to the library. It's free. And just reading and learning. And humbling yourself. And what he says here is, if you can't explain why your products cost more, you don't know your business well enough. When a customer says, well, the other guy is cheaper, you should be able to confidently reply, I completely understand. We're not the cheapest, and that's on purpose. We invest in training, systems, quality, so you never have to worry about whether the job gets done right. Okay, that's from Patrick Bet David. That's not arrogance, that's confidence in your value. And the clients respect it when you stand behind your work. Now, let's get real. Most of the people who start cheap, don't make it past 3 years. They're overworked, underpaid, and out of cash. They can't hire help because there's no profit. They can't scale because every new account bleeds money. Carl Allen says, revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, and cash is reality. I love that. I love that because before, when I was just starting out, I loved the vanity of the revenue. Oh, well, I'm doing this much this year. The next year, I'm doing this much. Cool. Well, it means nothing. I don't care if you have a $5 million, business and you're making 1%. That's not sexy. It's not sexy. I'd much rather have a $600,000 company and making 20% all day long. Number one, less stress and also better money. Okay. You can be doing $1 million in revenue and still be broke, or you can be doing half that and be healthy, growing and sleeping at night. Okay. I'll take the second option every single time. Now, what's the fix? It's not complicated. It just takes courage. Know your numbers. Break down your cost per hour, per job, per client. Raise your prices where needed. You're not doing anyone a favor by running a business that can't sustain itself. You're not doing your wife, your children, your loved ones, anyone a favor, your employees even, when you can't do that. Invest back into your company. Okay, use your profits for better people, systems, training. Be proud that you're not the cheapest, because cheap doesn't last, quality does. Okay, just because you're making a profit, you don't have to be, feel weird about that. It's because everyone knows not all profits just go right into your bank account. they do pay for the things that go into your overhead. Like you need an overhead to have a good company. You don't have anything in your overhead category, there's going to be no customer service. There's going to be no employee services. There's going to be no business. So think of that. So next time you're tempted to drop your prices just to win a deal, remember the boat. Ask yourself, am I plugging the hole or drilling new ones? Because that's what it comes down to. Know your numbers, protect your margins, charge what you're worth, and build something that actually lasts. Alex Hormozi said it best, the person who knows their numbers always wins. So guys, thanks for listening. I hope this episode hit home. Share it with another business owner who might need this reminder. As always, guys, be happy, be grateful, and find opportunities to serve others. You guys rock, and appreciate everything you guys are doing out there. And go Idaho. That's it for today's Idaho Business Podcast. Hopefully you learned something new. And if you didn't, I've got a cheat code for you. Go to theidahobusinesspodcast.com, enter your email, and get my 20 golden rules for business. It's packed with my best advice, plus it's free. Subscribe, leave a review, share this with a friend. Until next time, keep hustling, keep laughing, and keep Idaho awesome.